Hey everyone, welcome back. This is just going to be a little short one that I typically do to keep you guys informed. Thank you guys again so much for all of your support, your listening, your sharing. Anyone who has contributed by purchasing anything on any of the stores, again, you can find those everywhere. I mean, through the Linktree link or through the website, which is www.cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. And however, insert the boo noises. Boo. I don't have any new patrons. So, for my one lonely patron out there, Mr. Dixon, thank you so much for your support. I love you dearly and you rock. For everybody else out there, what the hell are you waiting on? You should go sign up. Now, I also did some looking. I don't have any new word or comment reviews on any of the platforms. I did get some, star reviews, but nothing that I can read. So, for those of you who did prior to mid-March, thank you guys again so much for sending those out there, leaving your 5-star reviews. It helps me a lot. It makes me feel good to read those and continue to put those out there. I really appreciate it. I'd love to have more to read next time because right now it's going to get kind of boring right before it gets entertaining. So, let's see here. One lonely patron, check. No really new reviews, check. Thank you guys so much for everything, listening, sharing, buying stuff on the store, check. I had a blast at Paracon, so I got to meet some of my fellow podcasters along with a bunch of other people. I had a huge, like, almost inch and a half or inch. I mean, it was a lot stack of business cards that I actually ran out and had to refill. So that was great. There's a lot of networking I did, meeting a lot of awesome vendors, potential listeners, people that I work with. It was great. And I highly recommend that you guys find one to go to, whether it be in your area or traveling for it. I drove 11 hours to get to this one and it was worth it. I for sure 1000% am going to be back next year and hopefully I'll have a booth. That would be even better. Now, normally, like I said, I read some other things, but I don't really have much. But I want to take this opportunity. So please do not tune out yet. What I'm going to do is similar to my last listener thing. By the way, sorry about this raspy voice. I have not been feeling the greatest the last. And a huge thank you to everybody who contributed and donated to the charity cause in May that went to NAMI. We raised $60 that is sent over. And I am excited to say that in June, I have decided to go with Stand Up to Cancer. And not only that, if you go check out the store, again, Linktree link, and go into handmade items, dresses, and such, I have made some exclusive and charity inspired designs, both in sticker form and in t shirts. I've got one for a cryptid, one for a ghost, one for a conspiracy, and one just general ribbon with the podcast name. So, that being said, I just wanted to encourage everybody again to go over every item in the store does have that availability to add an amount into it that will be donated at the end of the month. That includes everything that I hand make, everything that I just design on there. Just so you're aware, if you do order something handmade and a design that's on there, they are going to come in separate packages. I do the crochet stuff here and send it out, but a third party ships out the printed designed items. So just be aware of that. And again, thank you so much for your guys' contributions. Go check out the store, check out the special stuff, and yeah, just contribute, help out. And at the end of the month, we will submit what we can. Even if it's not much, I'll take everything out there because every little bit helps. Again, spread the word, give a gift if anybody wants to donate or anything like that. Have them go check out the store as well. So let's head on over to the trailers. But what I'm going to do is I am going to compile a bunch of trailers from some podcasters that I work with that I think the world of. I mean, they are so supportive. They are funny. They are fantastic. Their content is fucking great. I mean, literally, I can't even think of enough nice things to say about these people. And even whenever, I've been kind of bummed or down, my downloads might be kind of off. I'm still looking for a job. So currently I'm unemployed. So anything that you guys purchase on the store is my sole income, which, by the way, you guys should go buy some stuff because it's been pretty low. But they've been very encouraging and uplifting, and they're always there 24/7. I could send a message to our chat and get a hold of somebody, and when I just need something to listen to get me through, I mean, like I said, I spent 11 hours one way in a car and 11 hours back, and I just queued it up. I got a bunch of everybody's episodes, and that's all I listened to. I didn't even listen to music the whole drive. It was just straight podcast all the time, and it made my trip so much faster. It felt faster. It didn't feel so tedious and awful. I got some good laughs. It was great. So I'm just going to pile a shit ton of them on you right now. And I'm keeping it separate than my normal episode. I know a lot of people put their advertisements in their episodes and rotate them out. But I wanted to do something where you guys will know if you're looking for another podcast, or somebody who's looking for another podcast that's kind of similar to mine. Some of them are true crime, so we have a little bit of a variety, so it's not all the same shit over and over. We are all, different but similar. So pretty much if you like my podcast, you're probably going to love these guys. They're fucking amazing, and gals. Sorry, I guess I should specify. But I'm going to add them on. So you're just going to hear trailer, trailer, trailer. They're some of them are funny, some of them are a little more serious. But I just wanted to keep them all in one spot. So I didn't want it to be like, maybe a few weeks from now you're thinking, oh man, what was that? What was that episode? I heard this trailer in and I really wanted to listen to it, but I can't remember, the oh my gosh, I can't even do it. I'm so sorry, ladies. Oh my gosh, I love you. But there's one that's outrageously forever long, which I clearly can't remember. Sorry. But the thing is, they're awesome. They're absolutely great. I love them. I just can never remember the fucking name. So I can't ever tell people. But anyway, so in the event that you're like, oh, I want to listen to that one, but I can't find it, and then you can't find the episode, and then it's been kind of frustrating. I've had that problem in the past where I've had a topic I heard on another podcast, I wanted to cover it, but because their titles weren't as specific as mine are, I couldn't find it after I heard it the first time, and it was just really frustrating for me. So I wanted to keep everything here, one spot. So I already have another one. You're probably going to hear either a revised version of the trailers on some of the ones from the previous episode, or maybe the same one. So if you do, sorry, not sorry. I'm more than happy to shout them and give them as much attention as I can because they're all so phenomenal and I love them dearly and I really don't know what I would do without them. Listen to the Rolodex coming out and, well, listen to all of them, listen to some of them, pick your poison, whatever floats your boat. But here they are, the ones, the onlys, my posse.
Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Kelly.
And if you're looking for a super fun, awesome podcast to listen to, check us out.
All things outrageously dark, scary, beautiful, and totally true.
All right, I think I hacked in. We're on the air? Shh, security's outside. But how's my hair? It's a radio station. Psst, psst. You guys hear about the Beyond the Shadows podcast with Ryan and Scott? You guys into paranormal? What about true crime? How about UFOs and cryptids? We also have mad hauntings. We got security. No, we don't. We're not big enough to need it yet. No, we got security.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Get out of here! Listen to the Beyond the Shadows podcast. Beyond the Shadows!
We are the Brutal, Bizarre, and Boozy podcast. I'm Declan, the son.
And I'm Jane, the mom. This is the podcast where we talk about brutal crimes like serial killers and the random one-off murder. We will tell you about bizarre occurrences like alien abductions and monsters in the dark. and we just might get you drunk with cocktails themed around one of our stories.
At the very end of every show, we like to lighten things up and cleanse the palate from the tragic and terrifying stories. So we end our time with a chaser. You might get to hear crazy stories about our pets or just silly movie recommendations.
Give us a listen. We are the Brutal, Bizarre, and Boozy Podcast.
Are you ready to dive into the depths of intrigue and unravel the caffeinated enigmas that surround us?
Look no further than the electrifying world of Caffeinated Conspiracies, the podcast that's about to jolt your curiosity awake.
Join us for a caffeine-fueled adventure where every sip and every secret is a clue waiting to be deciphered.
In each episode, our dynamic hosts delve into the most thought-provoking and jaw-dropping theories that'll leave you wide-eyed and pondering. From mysterious artifacts all the way to the depths of the ocean, cover-ups, conspiracies, the unknown, all with a cup of coffee.
Available on all major podcast platforms. Subscribe now and stay tuned for mind-blowing episodes that will leave you questioning everything. Remember, truth is stranger than fiction. So let's dive into the mysteries together. Join us on Caffeinated Conspiracies, satisfying your curiosity one cup at a time.
Hey there, true crime fans. I'm Karina.
And I'm Lockie.
And if you're like us and you can't get enough of those spine-tingling crime stories,
join us every week on our podcast where we dive into the latest cases and chat about everything from mysterious murders to perplexing disappearances.
But hey, don't expect us to be super serious about it. We're just two friends who love talking crime over a cup of coffee.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for a true crime podcast that feels like you're hanging out with your friends, give us a listen.
Caffeine, Crime and Canines is available on most podcast platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
See you there.
DCI McAllister.
Listen, something's come in. 33-year-old male, name of Andrew Fairfield, found dead a few days ago.
As you know, I am doing a psychological study of the crew here on the base for Keone Industries to help them understand and improve base life during winter.
His body was found at the bottom of a small ravine, about a 30-minute walk away from the Antarctic base he'd been working at.
You know, life on the base means, well, it's close to 6 months without light. That does things to people.
That study that he was doing, to watch us and then set off us like mice round his special little experiment.
He told me he was there to stress them out.
You know he was secretly recording people.
Drew clearly talks shit on his recording. Some of it was true, some of it was his opinions.
I can't sleep, I can't close my eyes knowing that someone among us did this.
Nobody's getting to the base and nobody's leaving that base for months. The investigation is going to have to be done remotely.
How many people are on this base?
16 on this one. Someone amongst them is our killer.
Experience Cold Tapes, the murder mystery podcast game. Figure out the killer for a chance to win £10,000. Start your investigation at coldtapes.com. T's and C's apply.
Coming to you live from Channel 25 Action News, I'm Edwina Kemper, and with me is Lavender Robinshaw, curator of the specialty podcast Early on Wednesday. Tell me, Lavender, do you keep a fresh supply of cryptids?
Early on Wednesday has a list of 22 cryptids, and that list is growing all the time. We also like to dabble in demons, ghosts, and anything else that goes bump in the night, or maybe lurking around your house with a creepy smile.
Well, how haunted are your paranormal subjects?
Sometimes the creepy noises and odd experiences have a perfectly logical explanation, and we gorgeous ghouls love to dive in the psychology behind everything. But other times, the only possibility left is that your house is haunted, or perhaps a demon is trying to possess you.
Do you really have that many serial killer cases?
The Early on Wednesday database contains information on 4 28,743 serial killers. And sadly, there are 13,105 victims of serial killers. And this is estimated. Some of these victims aren't linked to serial killers or have never been found. To fill your murder juice cup, we plan to cover them all.
Well, you heard it here first. It's early on Wednesday. Do you know where you're listening?
Hey Gemma. Oh, hey Lana. What can we expect from this season of I Think My Fridge is Haunted?
I'm glad you asked, because I'll be covering the Great Plague of London, the worst husband in Australia, and the Salem witch trials.
And I'll be telling stories of the notorious Hellfire Club, glitches in the Matrix, and America's largest kidnapping case.
Join us for I Think My Fridge is Haunted, a very creepy podcast for very creepy people.
Find us on all major podcasting platforms, and now you can even watch our episodes on our YouTube channel.
Until then,
be creepy,
but don't be a creep.
Hello, Like Mother, Like Murder listeners. I am Rachel.
And I'm Heather.
We are the hosts of Like Mother, Like Murder.
We bring you the good, the badass, and the crime.
Each week, we bring you stories from missing and murdered
to survivors and women who empower you.
And of course, some mom talk sprinkled in.
Check us out wherever you get your podcasts at Like Mother, Like Murder.
And give us a follow on social media so that we can say hi.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.
Hey, what are you up to?
Oh, hi. I'm listening to this awesome podcast.
Ooh, I love finding awesome new podcasts. What is it about?
Well, it's about a bunch of things. Sometimes history, sometimes hauntings, sometimes it's spooky, and sometimes it's funny, but it's always interesting.
Ooh, okay, that sounds great. What's special about it?
Well, each week, Celine picks a topic and reads it, and
Wait, what?
Matt creates a pairing of a treat and a drink to go with this peculiar tale.
Wait.
And they talk about it, and they joke about it.
Hold on.
And sometimes they have guests and have even more fun.
Wait a second.
What?
That's our podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
Why are you listening to our podcast?
Well, you know, we're heading into the long dark of winter, and that can make some people feel kind of isolated, and listening to Peculiar Pairings is a great way to feel like you're hanging out with good friends at the push of a button.
Well, that actually sounds really nice. Kind of sounds like everyone should be listening to Peculiar Pairings.
You know, I couldn't agree more.
So if this sounds like it's piqued your interest, you should search Peculiar Pairings podcast on your favorite podcasting platform today.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Come check it out.
Find us. We're there.
Big D, get your butt over here.
What do you want, Dusty? What do you want me to do now?
Me and you have got to come up with a dope fucking trailer so that people get in tune with our fucking podcast that we got going on here.
What do you mean we need to make a trailer? Why do we have to do this?
Big D, alright? I talked to you about this the other day, okay? We have to come up with a trailer so we can promote and just bring in some viewers. You know, tell them about how beautiful and sexy this fucking channel is.
Dusty, I don't know what you want us to do, okay? Like, I'm being so serious, I don't know what's going on right now, what's going on in your brain, okay?
Big D, that's why I called you here, big dog, alright? Me and you, I just gotta do something, okay? Alright, I don't know how we're gonna do this. I don't know in what way we gotta do this. But, like, we could, I don't know, spitball some shit?
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe we could do like an old action trailer movie, because that's what all of the podcasts do with their cliche fucking shit, right?
No, Dusty, we're not doing that.
Come on, Big D, let's try it. Let's try it, all right? Since the dawn of time, there has been a beautiful podcast named The Rainy Day Horror Show.
Dusty, that was so fucking bad.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we're jumping. Let me try out something else. All right, let me try out something else. If you've been looking for a good podcast for the longest time, all right, you go through all of them. You haven't found that perfect one. All right, you haven't found that podcast that captivates you and has everything that you want, right? Within a horror channel. Well, look no further. Look no further. Welcome to the Rainy Day Horror Show, okay? We are the Buckies of the horror podcast genre. Weird pause there, Big D, but we're fucking rolling.
Keep going, Dusty. We're doing fucking good right now.
Thank you, all right? Yes, we are the Buckies of the podcast genre, the horror community Buckies. Or if you want to even go even further, we're the 7-Eleven, all right? We've got horror movie breakdowns. We've got interesting interviews. And not to mention, we cover true crime, paranormal, urban legends. All right? I am your host with the most and the certified cougar hunter, Dusty McBalls. All right? And the other guy that you hear me talking to, he is the intro king. The man, the myth and the legend, the man from down under, Big D. Big D, say hi to these people and tell them about yourself.
Hello, guys. I am Big D. I am the intro guy.
Thank you, Big D. That was fucking perfect. The lights flickered when you did that. Kind of terrified me, but we're here, all right? We upload on this channel 4 days a week, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 and 7. So if you're looking for that horror, channel that does it all, come check out the Rainy Day Horror Show. We got everything that you need. Remember, stay frosty, stay foxy. Most importantly, the most important thing on this channel, planet, stay safe, you beautiful peacocks. Me and Big D, we love you. Deuces.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Gabrielle.
And we are the hosts of the Spiritual Sisters podcast.
Join us every week as we discuss all the spiritual topics like astrology, mediumship, psychic insights, and so much more.
We are often joined by others we have met along our spiritual journey who are well versed in many of these areas.
Get ready for enlightening discussions and interviews and personal experiences that we hope will expand your mind and get you thinking outside of the box.
Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just beginning your spiritual journey, there's something here for everyone.
Check us out every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. See you then.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Joe, and I'm the host of Tales, Trails, and Taverns. In this show, Rob and I like to take an active approach by hiking out to haunted, creepy, and abandoned places. We love the adventure and discovering the dark history of the locations we visit. We release a new episode every Friday on Apple, Spotify, and Patreon, as well as bonus episodes on varying Tuesdays. But don't just take my word for it, we have great listeners who have left some awesome reviews.
Oh, I love adventure, but during those times when I can't get to the outback, I like to listen to Tales, Trails, and Taverns. Those boys dig deep into the dark history, and their first-hand experiences really delivers the excitement. This podcast is a beaut.
Back when I was the governor, I didn't have time to listen to podcasts. But now that I'm retired from politics, I can focus on my two passions, pumping iron and listening to Tales, Trails, and Taverns.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is that we all listen to Tales, Trails, and Taverns.
I love listening to the podcast. Wait, what's a podcast again?
It's an audio show you listen to.
Oh, like on the radio?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. I love listening to Tulips and Tiddlywinks.
It's Tales, Trails, and Taverns.
And what do you do again?
Hike to scary places and drink beer.
Sounds terrifying. Okay. I like to listen to Terrifying Tea Time, but not on the radio.
Okay, thank you. You did great.
You're welcome. Say, you're kind of cute. Is there a Mrs. Tales, Trails, and Taverns?
Now,
No, you get it?
No actual celebrities or political figures have endorsed Tales, Trails, and Taverns. All the reviews you've heard were written, poorly, by the host, George Lennox, as well as the impersonations of celebrities, politicians, and movie characters. I meant no harm, please don't sue me.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you.
Are you into weird shit? Yeah?
You into cryptids?
What about hauntings? Yeah, I've got a ghost for you.
Oh, you like otherworldly beings?
Me too. Check out all these aliens. We have plenty. How do you feel about a good legend?
Want to hear about spooky happenings?
Yeah, you do.
Let us show you what we've got.
Hey guys, grab a drink and join us, Amanda and Sean, every week while we dive into the strange and haunting topics that have piqued our interest.
See you over at The Haunted and the Strange, wherever you get your podcasts.
Stay spooky.
This is Tracy.
This is Samantha.
This is The Suspended Sentence.
Grab your latte and join us as we enter Season 2, starting January 1st of 2024.
A year packed full of serial killers that you may or may not have ever heard of.
Thanks for being there.
Stay safe.
Hello, Twisted Humans. Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting? Then this is the podcast for you. In 1952, there was a record high of UFOs reported. 1,500 sightings. There has been evidence of human sacrifice, devil worship, and it is haunted by more spirits than can be counted. A family of 2 adults and 2 kids reportedly saw a giant flying thing with glowing red eyes. And meanwhile, the family's nanny that helped Veronica to care for her and Lucian's children was found bludgeoned to death in the basement of their family home. I'm Alicia. And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
If tales of ghostly hauntings, Bigfoot encounters, extraterrestrial interactions, and cosmic awakenings are your cup of tea, then join me, Eric Szilagyi, host of Uncomfortable Podcast, every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Make Uncomfortable your home for the topics that reside on the fringe of our reality. Eyewitnesses, researchers, and experiencers join me on a weekly basis to delve into their paranormal and otherworldly experiences. Heard in over 65 countries worldwide, follow Uncomfortable Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your casts. Uncomfortable is now presented in video form on YouTube as well. So, as always, my friends, stay uncomfortable.
What's up, frickin' weirdos? My name is Kevin, and I'm the host of Where the Weird Ones Are podcast. This is a conversational podcast based on guest experiences and encounters with paranormal, cryptids, aliens, spirituality, mental health, as well as conspiracies. If these topics interest you, you can find me on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, as well as YouTube and Rumble. If you have an encounter or an experience of something that you can't quite explain, I would love to hear from you. You can reach out to me at wheretheweirdonesare@gmail.com, where_theweirdonesare on Instagram, and Where the Weird Ones Are on Facebook. I hope to hear from you, my friends. Question everything and stay weird.
Are you struggling with a lack of access to captivating entertainment and media? Are you faced with constant judgment and ridicule from friends and family for your inability to respond appropriately to sensitive situations? If this sounds like you might be suffering from being emotionally dead inside. But it's not too late to make a change. One Nothing Podcast is a newly available treatment for being dead inside. Taken just once every 2 weeks, One Nothing could make a world of difference. By combining carefully measured dark humor to the amazing original formula of grisly fatalities, One Nothing Podcast has successfully entertained thousands of people suffering from death inside. And with access across all podcast platforms, treatment has never been more readily available. But don't trust my word. Here's some real-world testimonials from a few of our listeners currently undergoing treatment.
From consistent doses of One Nothing Podcast, my posture has greatly improved due to being kept on the edge of my seat.
The One Nothing Podcast comes on, everybody be like, shut the f*** up. I be quiet, but when the episode's over, I be talking again.
Oh my gosh, buddy. I used to be on so many medications for blood pressure, and then I listened to One Nothing Podcast's episode on Kitty Genovese, moved into an apartment on my own, and haven't needed it since. That one really got my blood pumping.
You know, listening to One Nothing Podcast, I'm not constipated anymore. I'm just full of shit.
So what's stopping you from great entertainment?
One Nothing Podcast is not intended for all audiences. Listeners under 18 years of age should obtain permission from your parent or guardian before downloading. Tell your therapist if you're predisposed to whining, complaining, reading podcasts poorly, being overall combative, or being easily offended, as One Nothing Podcast might not be right for you.
So stop letting great content pass you by. Talk to your therapist today to see if One Nothing Podcast is right for you.